Abraham Lincoln and Ulysses S. Grant are sat in the presidential office, discussing key military strategies to defeat the Confederacy. Lincoln proclaims proudly, "The Confederate States are at their knees. It's a mere matter of time before they're annihilated." Grant nods his head in agreement. He notices, well, something that he's been noticing for now quite a while. Lincoln's eyes seemed to have a simmer in them, a spark. They looked so beautiful. He looked majestic, like a bird in the wind. But Grant brushes it off. After all, key military strategy takes priority over anything else. After another hour of discussion, Grant sighs and states, "Okay, Mr. President, I'm tired. I must sleep. It's nearly 11 p.m." Lincoln nods in approval. But as Grant is getting up to leave, Lincoln notices something. He accidentally glances at Grant's pecker, and what he sees amazes him. It's big. Bigger than the barrel of the rifled muskets that the Union forces have been using to defeat army after army of the CSA. Bigger than anything ever. More majestic than anything ever. As Grant is about to leave, Lincoln, wanting to make an excuse for Grant to stay, says, "Wait, there are still more things to discuss." Grant sighs. But, oh well, business is business. Grant sits down, his body looking rather majestic and wonderful as he swervingly sits down. Lincoln and Grant discuss some, as both continue to secretly admire each other. Both develop an admiration for each other's cuteness. Both begin feeling more and more for each other. Lincoln, by 12:30, says, "Ugh, Grant, this room is too stuffy. Want to put in a coat and walk outside?" Grant, feeling the same, agrees. Now Grant and Lincoln have a major opportunity to admire each other's downstairs. Both look at each other's peckers and buttocks, both reveling in sexual thirst as they fantasize about sticking their long, throbbing peckers into the other's round, firm, smooth, big buttocks, or maybe even about them being themselves on the receiving end. Either way, these two were thirsty. While the two are laying on the cold grass under the moonlit sky, Lincoln almost instinctively puts his hands on Grant's chests. Grant moans in pleasure, as his pecker only grows longer and harder. Lincoln, almost out of his control, moves it first up to his lower neck and his shoulders, then from there rapidly goes down. He feels Grant's throbbing member and his round, firm butt. Grant promptly returns the favor, feeling Lincoln's big throbbing cock in his cold hands. Both of them roll onto each other. They roll on each other like children, laughing all the while. Grant, after a couple minutes, begins to slowly remove Lincoln's pants after feeling Lincoln's throbbing member on his own throbbing pecker. Lincoln begins to remove Grant's pants as well. Once both of their pants are down, Grant lays straight down on his stomach. Lincoln could not resist now. Lincoln thrust his throbbing member right into Grant's butt crack. He thrust it in and out, while both moaned and groaned in pain and pleasure. A perfect combination of pain and pleasure, mind you. The experience was wonderful. Grant could feel Lincoln's cock sending waves of good feeling throughout his whole body, while Lincoln reveled in the pleasure and joy of thrusting himself deep inside Grant's behind. After 5 minutes of passionate lovemaking, Lincoln releases his army into Grant's territory. The last few thrusts are the best for both participants, as a flow of fluid spilled straight into Grant's buttocks. The two then proceed to get back up, pull up their pants around their now soft members, and promptly give each other a farewell handshake before then going straight to bed. The end.